Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Halidom Hotspot, your one-stop shop for all things Dragalia Lost. My name is Orthodox, and today is a special episode. It's actually episode 10, and due to this, as a celebration, we are having a Ask Us Anything that we had hosted on Twitter and in the Discord server. So, as always, joining me, we have GLACE.
Oh, hi!
Hello. Hello, hello. And LERART.
I miss my wife, Orthodox.
LERART.
You said I would like you said you would let me see her after this episode, so I'm hoping. Yeah, hello.
LERART,
Or you like
don't
more
worry.
LERART up for episode 11 and beyond?
You'll see her soon.
Okay, thank you.
The lost episode of Victor Hunter's interview, LERART seeing his wife.
Yeah, I miss her a lot.
So, gentlemen,
Hey man, I'm not relieving you of your churchly duties just yet. You better come back.
that being said, we have some questions. Are you boys, have you been acclimated in the questions? Do you feel comfortable? Are you ready to answer them?
I'm gonna shake my head and say yes.
Good. Good. You are Poggers. You are PogChamp. You are not cringe.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's pull up the questions, and let's start with a spicy one. This is from Layla, and Layla asks, if you were to pair your waifu in the game with another Dragalia girl, who would it be? So, definitely an open-ended question. You kind of get the creative liberty and freedom on this. So, gentlemen, I think the most interesting answer would be GLACE. So, GLACE, you're going to go last.
Yeah.
I'm thinking...
Yeah.
Oh, great, thanks. I feel so special.
You're very welcome. And I think that LERART should answer first on this one.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is like waifu overall, not like your Dragalia waifu with another Dragalia character, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean...
I don't. I actually.
Mhm.
I don't have a waifu, to be honest. But the closest thing I have to a waifu, which is just like my favorite female character,
Is your wife.
is yeah, sure. But she's Machi from Hunter x Hunter, the
Oh, okay.
like the pink hair girl with
Yeah.
like the yeah. She's my like I really like her design, and I don't know, man. She's just so strong.
Hey, you know...
And I really, really like her. Her power is awesome, and it's my favorite anime. So, if I had to pair her with another Dragalia girl, it would probably be Alex, because she's an assassin, and she's also like one of my favorite characters in Dragalia, and so that would be cool, I think.
Yeah, no, that definitely would be cool. I mean, it has that whole element of, similar job. So hopefully they're not doing a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right? Where they're having to assassinate each other. But, yeah, no, definitely. I think for myself, so obviously, I'm sure you guys know the waifu of choice for me is Mim. As far as pairing with another DL girl, I'd probably be super lame. Honestly, like I'd probably be super lame and just say Ella-san, just because Hit and the Tojo boys, we the Ellie.
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
So it's super lame. It's super vanilla. I know. It's like a cop out answer almost because they're like the main star characters. But
Wait,
yes,
is this like pair? Oh my god, I think I'm a dumbass. Is this like pair? Is this pair like not just like make a pair, but like make them like a couple?
I mean it's however you want to interpret it.
Knowing Layla, I feel like she's like, which one would you like to? Which girls would you like to kiss?
Oh,
but that's
okay.
cooties.
So that changes my answer if that's the case. It does change a lot of things.
LERART, I liked it when you were in the
But-
dark.
But let's go
ignorance
with
is
what
bliss.
I was saying. They're both assassins. That would be a cool pairing. So yeah, okay.
Yes.
Glace?
Personally, I prefer the air.
Personally, I prefer the air.
Landmaster.
All right, and to the
Glace?
finale of this question is Glace.
All right.
Oh my
Listen
God.
here, Layla. Layla. The only one Patia gets to be with is me. Myself. Listen, I will become Dragalia, and I will become girl. I will become the Dragalia girl, and only I get to kiss Patia.
I will become girl.
I will become girl. Yes,
I
exactly.
will
Yeah.
push past my limits.
You severely underestimate my powers, Layla.
I'm surprised you
You-
wouldn't
you-
just dodge the question and say Mega Man X Patia and just call it.
No, Mega Man is programmed to be 10 years old.
Listen. This is a fictional question, all right? But is that true? That's sad. He's
No, actually,
why
yeah,
isn't he Mega Boy?
Classic Mega Man is programmed to have an age of 10 years
Why
old.
is
At
his
least like in
name?
the
Why is
first
his
game.
name Mega Man and not Mega Boy
Yeah,
then?
can we talk about that? That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
lie.
That is a
the
problem.
They are
the man
lying
part refers to like
to
the Robot Master lineup, and Mega Man or Rock rather is a Robot Master, so he gets the same name thing.
No, he should just be Mega Boy.
Mega Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Rock Boy.
But no, then I implied that no, that's weird. And the thing is that would kind of make sense, and it's Mega Man. Nothing is supposed to make sense.
But then you're calling a child a man, and that's just not.
Yeah.
That's
And
a lie.
he's a boy. He's a boy.
I literally just learned this right now that Mega Man is 10 years old just now.
But okay. Keep in mind though that Heat Man, I think, has Heat Man is so like from Mega Man 2 is like so hot. The flames he produces are like as hot as the sun, and Mega Man can tank hits from him constantly.
That doesn't matter though. Like he's a boy.
Yeah. You know, Tiki can probably tank those hits too. But then you
Yeah.
got this whole question of, is she a little girl? Is she a 1,000-year-old dragon? Is she both? Like, what's going on there, right?
Can we not? I'm pretty sure my dad is gonna be listening to this podcast, just be like, "Ooh, how does my son like the new mic?" And he's gonna hear this crap, and I'm like, "Dad, I'm sorry."
This is
What
an
about-
honest question.
I think-
right? That's an honest
I mean,
question.
Yeah. Anyway, so to the next question.
Anyways,
Love you, Dad.
I hope this answers the question, Layla. As for the next question, we have from the Kirbys. They are asking, what is your favorite video game? And I guess this could be any game. So, yeah, it could be as vanilla as, I love Dragalia Lost. It could be as exciting as Knack 2,
Next to baby.
or, Super Mario Bros. 2. Yeah, so, it could be anything, right? For me, though, that's so tough. I think, I don't know, I'm probably going to have to be, really lame again, too. But my favorite video game of all time has always been the Pokemon franchise. As of late, I haven't been as wowed as when I was a little kid. But my, first Christmas that I remember, I got an Indigo Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue. So that was how I got started playing video games in general, and it's just been very impactful for me. And that's kind of why I really like the handheld feel of DL, right? Playing on my phone kind of gives me that nostalgia of playing on a Game Boy. So yeah, I mean, overall I'd have to just say Pokemon Blue is probably my favorite game. And obviously it hasn't aged to be the nostalgia, or giant that I'm used to, but with all the new features you have in games and things like that. But
Yeah,
I think it takes the
I
cake.
mean, it's just your favorite game. Not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best.
So yeah, that's kind of for me, I think. So yeah, Glace, you go next this time around.
Okay, so I am very extremely a lot tempted just to be like, ooh, Dragalia, haha, Patia, but I might have to give it to the Monster Hunter series, honestly.
Ooh, okay.
I've always been a big fan. I love the challenge of the games. It's very cozy and it has a lot of variety to it. And also, it was one of the games that gave me some of my first online experiences with the online hunting through I started with 4 Ultimate on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like some of my first experiences with like online play, and it was a blast. I don't really have much else to say besides it has cute cats and to pre-order Rise.
Yes, you can officially pet the dogs. So, yeah, that's pretty darn cool. Yeah, LERART, what about you?
This is such a hard question because, like, no exaggeration, I've been playing video games since I was born because both of my sisters, played video games, and they are older than me. And so, like, since I was born, I had access to video games, and I've played so many games in time. Like, I've always been a video game boy, right? So, for my favorite franchise, although I'm not like a big fan of the latest titles, it's just like the franchise that grew the most for me is Pokemon. My favorite being Black and White 2. And I don't know, I just love Pokemon. I know so many things about Pokemon. Like, no exaggeration, my like for a good part of my life, everything I did was Pokemon related. And for the most impactful game in my life, it's Smash Bros. Probably because of all the tournaments I went. I met basically like everyone I know. I only played DL because of Smash, actually, because I started playing because of people I met in the Smash community. The first game I fell in love with is probably Mario Galaxy. Is still one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's one of the closest games that, like, one of the games that got the closest to achieve like a perfect game, in my opinion, title. And to this day, I still think it's one of the best games ever made. Recently, I've been on a Katana Zero vibe. I don't know if you guys played it, but it's a kind of like Hotline Miami, but like side scroller. And it's just so good. It's so good. The story is great. The soundtrack is amazing. The graphics are amazing. It's pretty short, so like you can play in one session. The difficulty level is just perfect, and I just love that game so much. It's one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. It should have won, in my opinion, Game of the Year in 2019. And even though it's pretty short, it might be my favorite game of all time. I don't know. But also, another indie title that I've been playing a lot, and it's just one of my favorite games, is Rivals of Aether. Go play Rivals of Aether. If you like Smash, you probably like Rivals of Aether. It's such a good game.
Yeah.
It's so like the characters, the mentality for the designs for the characters are just incredible. But I'm not gonna go too into that because I could talk about Rivals of Aether and Katana Zero for hours and hours. So yeah, those are the games I want to mention. Yeah.
How about that Clarin play that we saw earlier?
Oh yeah, that ultimate player. But,
I think I saw
yeah.
a tweet on that too that was shared out for that. But yeah, definitely looked like Smash spacing.
Yeah. Yeah, those are probably my favorite games. Choosing one is kind of hard, but I've been playing not a lot of games recently. A lot of things are going on, so I don't have a lot of time to play video games, but those are definitely some of my favorites. And like for now, as of now, my two favorite games are definitely Katana Zero and Rivals of Aether. There's just two amazing indie titles. You guys should definitely check it out. They're just amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
If you buy me Rivals for Switch, I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Aww.
Nice try.
It was worth a shot, at least.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Moving on, we have a more, kind of a more on the hotspot itself question, right? John Mill asks, how did it feel when Devin and Victor said yes to you guys joining the podcast right as guests?
That was just unreal, to be honest.
Yeah, it was definitely awesome. Both guests have been phenomenal, and we had a lot of fun, chatting with them on and off the recording. Yeah, it was honestly a surprise. I think it also the story that should get re-mentioned is how we actually met Devin, and that was through GLACE. So GLACE, would you be able to recount how you initially met Devin and the events that essentially transpired to when you met him to him joining the podcast for the guest episode?
Okay, so we're really, it's like with another group of friends, we would always play like Jackbox or something. We just play like Dragalia themed Jackbox. So we'd hop into the main Discord server of Dragalia, like the one that's linked to the Reddit. We'd hop on there and just play Jackbox. People could spectate. We just make funny jokes about the meta, whatever, about characters, having good fun, whatever. And one time, Devin Mack showed up by himself. That was like the first time I met him there. He didn't stick around for long, but it was a nice surprise. And then a little while later, he came back in another session while we were like doing Jackbox. But he brought friends. Devin Mack brought Lizzie Freeman. He brought Victor Hunter, and I can't remember her name, but the voice of Mitsuba. They brought her as well.
Bloggers.
All four of them into main chord voice chat. We were playing Jackbox, and it just immediately brought the game to a halt right there. And we're just having fun, talking over. And I remember at the time, I was running like a little bit of a weird business on Animal Crossing, where I would give people villagers through my amiibo spoofer. And I was like, I remember Devin had like posted screenshots or whatever, like had liked some Animal Crossing New Horizons stuff on Twitter. And I was like, oh hey Devin, if you want, I could just give you a villager for free as thanks for participating, for helping with the game. Because like Volk is like one of my favorite voice acting. I don't know. He's just like one of my favorite characters to hear in gaming of all time. Shouts to Devin again, if that isn't clear.
Yeah.
No hard feelings, Victor, but irremissible. Anyways, no, I offered that to them, and yeah, so and I did manage to get. That's how I managed to become friends with Devin on Discord. Was just because I needed to talk to him about Animal Crossing, and I even this was live on voice chat. I even gave him 2 million bells just on the house because I was feeling extra nice. And that's how I met Devin. And eventually that also, I extended that to the rest of them. I did also give Lizzie Freeman a villager. And I believe I also gave Victor Hunter a villager. And that's how I got to know them. I'm actually mutuals with Lizzie Freeman, Lily's VA, on Twitter, which is funny to think about. No, it was through there, and we were talking. I believe I was talking with y'all. We were like, oh, we use some special guests. And I just completely random thought. I'm just spitballing stuff. I'm like, I have Devin Mack's Discord. We could ask him. And everyone said yeah, let's do that. And I did. And he it was his first or second response was yes, he was down for it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then fast forwarding a bit to Victor, I sent one message to Victor, and I'm like, hey, we did it with Devin. You may have heard it from him or whatever. I'm just summarizing very heavily. I was like, hey, you might have heard it from Devin. We did it with Devin. Why don't we do it with you? Would you like to come on the podcast around anniversary? And he said yes immediately. I'm just like, oh, okay. Neat.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of in awe that the VAs are just that down to earth, and I really like them for that. Especially considering the reputation I have on Reddit.
And I remember when we recorded with Devin, when we first got into the call, I was so nervous. I got into I was DMing GLACE, saying I'm so nervous.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this screenshot to Orthodox so he can show it to you guys on the screen. But I was so nervous, But yeah, I just felt like unreal. Because honestly, like when I first started playing Dragalia, I didn't even know I would get into the end game. And then like not only that, I got into a podcast, and then I met the VA for the main character in my favorite Agito. This game is not even supposed to be like available on my country. So like
Please
that was
plug
just
to
so unreal for me. I was so happy.
definitely a
and
plug to make
nervous.
sure that DL is global. So yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really awesome. I was really stoked. I remember like being super nervous, you know, getting the questions together and compiling it, but it was really nice for both Devin and Victor to take time, you know, out of their days to come chat with us, because it was a lengthy recording. I mean, the recordings themselves were about 2 hours, and the time that we talked, you know, off recording was probably another 2 hours as well. So.
Oh yeah, we talked a lot off the mic.
Absolutely.
Or off the cam, rather.
Yeah,
I don't know.
since we tell the story of how Glace met Devin, should we tell the story of how I met Glace and eventually you met Glace?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, this is like the, you know, a little insight of how the boys met and how it came to be.
So like, on my alliance, we have a Discord server, right? And me and like the alliance, we were discussing like which characters we would win on a fist fight. And then someone like said, "What about Mega Man?" And then I said, by the way, context. I like was really on the hype train for Patia because she got a 7MC, and I've 7MC her. I was using her a lot, and then the people on my alliance changed my name on my server. Like I didn't even do that. It was them. They did it. They changed my name to the all caps lock the Patia simp.
Yeah, that's what
So,
got me
yeah.
ultimately, but continue on.
So I said like, oh, Mega Man would just lose. Like, and then everyone, he's a robot. I said, but the 3 laws of robotics, right? So my friend posted that on Reddit, and Glace DM'd my friend like, "Who's that Patia simp? I gotta assert dominance." And then
That's actually what I sent them. I probably could
Yeah.
find the screenshots if I try hard enough, but I was
And
like, I
then-
must assert my dominance over this person.
I was like, "Who's that guy?" Like, my friend was sending me the screenshots, and I'm like, "Who's that guy?" Like, and
I found the
And I said, like,
screenshots.
like when he said like, "I have an alliance, it's the Patia Church," and I told my alliance, "I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm gonna leave you guys, and I'm gonna join the Patia Church. I'm gladly leaving you guys for that." And then he left. I left the alliance sometime after, and I joined the Patia Church. But like, we talked. We got like into each other's DMs. We just talked, just chatted. And then, like, remember, like, when we did the tier list for, I think it was Flame tier list, right?
Yeah, it was the flame tier list.
I
name
saw that
dropped me.
Glace was on the comments, and then I said to Glace, like, "Oh, I just saw you commented on the video, blah, 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 blah." And then he said, I said, "Did you see that I gave you a shout out?" And he said, like, "Oh, lol, no. Like, what are you talking about?" And then I said, like, I'm on the video. I'm recording there. I am literally commenting on the video. And Glace didn't realize it was me. So that was funny. And he was like, "What? I didn't know that." And after some time, like just chatting, I said, like, "Why don't you like come on a video with us, me or Orthodox?" And that's how I met Glace, and eventually introduced Glace to Orthodox, and then yeah, we're here now.
I think you excluded the part where one of the reasons I wanted to meet Orthodox was because Orthodox was floored by my sheer devotion
This
to
is
this
true.
fictional character.
Oh yeah.
This is very true. I was like, I have to meet somebody who's this devoted. You know, I need to know the inner workings of their mind. And every day
it
we
looks
learn
like spaghetti.
something new about Glaze. So, yeah, and
It's spaghetti with a wet sauce covered picture of Patia.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. You gotta laminate the picture, all right? And
I've been meaning to do that for the past couple days.
you
and
should get
months.
like you know that they have what's it called? Actually, you know what? You should just get a cardboard cutout of Patia's PNG file,
I'm not
right?
doing that. That's
mean,
like that's
we can
like
get a custom
that's like
one
half a
from-
step away from body pillow, and I don't want to go that far.
No, hey, listen.
Do you have a Mim body pillow?
Not yet.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
Yes.
Listen, all right. Anybody who wants to help out, please support the podcast. All right, it's gonna go to good things like a Mim body pillow. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, fine. Okay, stretch. We should set stretch goals
Stretch
for
goals?
the Patreon. Whatever. One step is Mim body pillow, and the next step is just force a Patia body pillow upon GLACE.
Do they even have one? If they do,
You can just set those like in the comments or something.
that's wow. Yeah. Well, you know what? I might do some.
Like
I might do some
$50 a
homework.
month. Mim body pillow for Ortho or something like that. I don't
What a
know.
great purchase. I wonder what my girlfriend will say.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. She's
She's like, what is this? I'm like, it was for YouTube. It was for the podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was a while before you joined the Church of Patia, just because of like just being with your alliance, and we had to give them a picture of Leonidas.
Yeah.
For them to be willing to let you go.
Ah, yes. Yeah, shout out to Frey for that, for helping free our boy. So, yeah, anyway, we're starting to derail, so back to the questions.
He's winning the Patia Stan War though.
So we have a question from the
Fucking hated
Fireman.
that run.
And of course, it's gravitating back towards Smash, and we have who do you main in Smash 64?
Fox.
Easy pick. Honestly, I just played a lot of Kirby when I played Smash 64, so I'm gonna stay with Kirby.
I think I played Link just because he has a projectile. I think that's it. I don't play. I haven't played Smash 64 in ages.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, I was like, at the time of Smash 64, I was the little brother who plays Kirby, right? So, so it is what it is. But apparently Kirby's pretty good in Smash 64. Is that
He's
true?
amazing. He's the second best, yeah.
Second, and then first is Pikachu.
Pikachu, yeah. Pikachu's just broken.
Yeah.
Quick attack. Oh my god, dude. That is just the best move in 64.
Is that his B special?
Does it
his
like
uppy?
jab lock essentially or something?
It's invincible. First of all.
Oh my god.
Frame 1 invincibility, and like everyone in 64 has a bad recovery, right? Like
Yeah,
no
that's
one
why
can
Kirby's
get
good,
back to
right?
the stage. And Pikachu and Kirby, Pikachu is the only character with good recovery.
Mhm.
He has like one of the best punish games. He's fast. He quick attack is just so broken. He can move around the stage with plat canceling. But anyways, I'm getting off the point. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean Fox.
Yes, but if you'd like to know more about Smash 64, let us know in the comments. LERART, you're our boy, our Smash representative. Or Rivals of Aether in this case. Please play Rivals of Aether.
please. I've played more platform fighters than I'm confident of. Like, I have total in Smash, like overall Smash, I have 10k plus hours.
That's
so I've played
a lot.
I've played so much Smash in my life.
Yeah, that's a ton. That probably tops me of any game. I mean, maybe Pokemon if you count like all the games put together, but
Yeah.
you know.
Just Smash 4, I think I've played. Yeah, Smash 4 was 4.5k hours. Then Ultimate, I've played like, if you count tournaments, I've played like 1k hours.
Mhm.
And 64, I've played at least like 200, probably more, because I've played that every day. Melee, I didn't play Melee until like recently, on Sleepy. And Brawl, I've played so much Brawl when I was a kid. I didn't play competitively, but like just casually. I started playing on tournaments in Smash 4. Then I got into Ultimate, then a little bit of Melee, and just Rivals of Aether is the only game I play now, fighting game. But yeah.
Wasn't this about 64?
No, no, no.
Initially,
Yeah,
No, this
but
is now
sometimes
about
I'm
all
sorry,
platform
I'm sorry.
fighters. I
I'm
made
getting
an
off the
Inkling
point.
and Hero and Ultimate.
But it's 64. Yeah, I mean Fox.
Who
Sorry.
do you main in Smash 64? I mean Palutena.
I mean Steve in Smash 64.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, I got off the point. But yeah.
No, It's fine.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that tangent. You know, I imagine the
I'm just
listeners
poking
will as
fun at you,
well.
man.
GLACE is just being a bully. Seeing the true
Hey,
colors of
hey.
GLACE.
But
I'm
did
just
Glace
being-
say who he mains in 64?
Yeah, I
Link.
played Link
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
he had a projectile and my little brother couldn't get past it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good reasoning to play a character, right? If it's doing well and if it ain't broke, you don't fix. So
Yeah.
we have a rather spicy question from a all right, and they're asking what our opinion is on hand holding. So, you know, this could be interpreted in many ways, such as what is your opinion on handhelds, aka, you know, smartphone devices, or
I think
possibly
it's-
a Switch port.
Or I
for
think it's
Dragalia Lost.
either like hand holding, like literally hand holding, like holding someone's hand, which is, you know, right? Pretty embarrassing, right?
It is pretty embarrassing. And in this day and age, you know, with all the germs and the masks, you better use
Yeah.
protection and you better have
Disgusting.
gloves on if you're going to hold hands,
Yeah.
right? So,
And the other option for hand holding, I think, would be like making games easy, maybe.
that's true. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
what is
true,
your opinion
yeah.
on hand holding? Because quite frankly, if you look at the old Mario games, you know, they just gave you a screen and you just moved to the right and you figured out that you had to jump on the mushrooms by dying once, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have something that was like, hey, Mario, jump on the mushroom and then get the A button and press LRAB start and do the thing to get the star. Like, that
Yeah,
wasn't a
if-
thing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and even the old Pokemon games, you know, like you could
Oh my god, dude.
go
Yeah.
to the gyms and they didn't tell you type effectives. You had to like read the text, and you know I couldn't read, so I was just mashing the A button, and suddenly my Pikachu didn't have any attacks, and I didn't know why I couldn't progress in the game. So, yeah, I mean, hand holding. That's a thumbs down for me, Chief. Definitely like to find things out on my own and learn.
Yeah.
So, Glace, what about you? You've been awfully quiet on the subject of hand holding.
Because I've been wanting to talk about Mega Man. Now, there's a whole video about, like, the Ego Raptor, I think, made on Mega Man
Yeah. Mega Man X,
and
right?
how they handle teaching the player. And I absolutely love that video. It's fantastic. Mega Man. I still do that occasionally to my friends on rare occasions. But it's really like I don't really like the idea of hand holding, but I like subtle tutorials that Mega Man does, like in Gutsman stage when you see the platforms fall and you're like, oh, that's what happens. You have a little bit of like time to learn. Their Mega Man games I like to think are a lot of the time very anti trial and error. It's not like you just throw and like, oh, I died, oopsie. It's not. Like, the players' deaths are always meant to feel like the player's fault and not like the game dev specifically decide, like, haha, screw you in particular.
Right.
I feel like that's more on Mega Man X, though. I feel like classic Mega Man has a lot of
Well, yeah, true. I
questionable
love Mega
level
Man X. I
designs.
absolutely adore Mega Man X. I will just
Yeah.
occasionally play through Mega Man X just one random afternoon if I'm bored. I'm like, I'll play through Mega Man X. Just beat it in one session and be like, well, that was a great afternoon. It's just that good of a game. I like it.
Yeah, and I think they do
that's my
have
opinion on the
them-
hand holding. Kind of a thumbs down for a lot of the ways. You might spread germs, and games should at least be have a toggle to it.
yeah.
So like you can turn it off. I would like that
So-
because playing through Pokemon Shield was a pain for like the first half of the game because they practically don't stop.
Yeah. I have such a strong opinion on handholding. I actually have a video recorded with some friends that I made. We were just discussing like difficulty in video games, and that was 2 hours of conversation. So my opinion is for like if that's like my interpretation at least for handholding is I don't like it. That doesn't mean I don't like easy games. I love easy games like Animal Crossing. It's just chill and play like I don't know Minecraft, Mario games in general, like the more recent Mario games. I actually like them. They're easy, but they're like just fun, right? My problem is that a lot of times in video games company, like they don't understand the difference in making the game accessible and making the game easy. So, for example, let's look at something like Street Fighter, right? Street Fighter 5. It's better now with Arcade Edition, but like on launch, it was so bad because they made everything so easy that anyone could do like the hardest combos. Anyone. And like just seeing a combo, you couldn't differentiate a top player from a new player. There wasn't anything like super technical that you had to train really hard for. So like you can say like, oh yeah, I'm a top player. I have solid neutral. I have a good understanding of the game, and I have like a really technical playstyle. That didn't exist. Because they said like, oh yeah, if everyone can do those things, then like everyone can be a top player, which is not true. So an awesome, an amazing accessibility thing, I think, at least for fighting games, it's some auto combos like Rainbow Fantasy versus or maybe Persona 4 Arena. They have like simple auto combos that just like 3 attacks. They don't do a lot of damage. They scale damage a lot, so it's not really good like making a full auto combo in the middle of your combo. And the good thing is it's flashy. So new players they feel like they're doing something, but they're not, right? But they feel like they're doing something. They don't feel like they're useless and just like a complete noob. So that's a good accessibility thing. And it's also good because it's another option for top players. They can use auto combos on the right situations. And so like they don't use them a lot. They don't use them for as a finisher, only like maybe as a starter or maybe extender. But it's there. It makes newer players feel like they're doing something. It gives some use to veteran players, and it simplifies a little bit of some things newer players can do. Also, like the I don't know if you guys played Rainbow Fantasy Versus. Not that big of a fan of the game, but they made such a good thing with special moves, right? So, you know how like a lot of newer players in fighting games complain about commands, like do a like Shoryu like 2-3-6 or 2-6 or maybe
people are not gonna get this, but just Dragon Punch I think will work.
Yeah.
Dragon Punch I think is very universal.
The Shoryuken move, like you see a lot of Smash players don't know how to do those commands. And the thing is, what Granblue did was they made an easy input command. So you press one button and you can do the special move, right? You don't have to do the command. The the bad problem with this is that you have more cooldown. So you cannot use this special move again for a while. This makes newer players be able to do the command. And in really tight situations, top players can use the easy command to make the special move come quicker. So yeah, it doesn't matter that it's a longer cooldown because you're gonna kill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's such a good accessibility choice in my opinion because it's just perfect, right? It's another option, again, another option for veteran players. It makes newer players feel like they can do something. It's not broken. It's actually like usually not optimal, but it's there. Like it's there to newer players feel like they're doing something. And I'll like we all love Dragalia a lot, right? But I think it has such poor accessibility and a lot of things that they made easier, like the rebalancing of the game, the Galacleo situation, or the 7MC situation with a lot of characters, the row, the nerf on the high dragons. They weren't even because the game itself is really hard. It's just because they don't teach the players how to play the game, and a lot of times people just don't know what to do, right? And I don't feel like Dragalia was made on like with try and error in mind on a lot of cases. So I think it has poor accessibility, but it's getting easier, so it doesn't matter that much. But yeah. Anyways, I got into a tangent here because I've studied
You
game.
can really
game
tell that
design.
LERART likes his fighting games.
Yes.
I love
yeah,
fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love fighting games, and I wanted to be a game designer, so I've studied
Yeah.
those things a lot.
Fun fact: he also plays puzzle games,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure LERART could kick my butt in Tetris as well.
Oh,
Sure.
surely.
I've seen him play, and he goes at like 3 times the speed I do. It baffles me just seeing him do triple T spins.
Yeah. But yeah, I've played a lot of games competitively, and I've played a lot of games casually. I'm starting to get into speedrun, so like I've played so much video games, and that I feel like I have experienced enough to have a good grasp on the topic. But anyways, next question.
So yeah, hand holding. All right.
I'm
The
sorry.
next question comes from Matthew, and he's asking, how much time do you normally spend playing Dragalia Lost, both during school and during the holidays? So, for me, honestly, I don't keep track, but usually I play enough to make sure that both my daily stamina and my wings aren't capped. And depending on what's going on, like with high dragon farming, I think what ends up happening is during school for me, I use a lot more stamina because I'm just autoing as I'm working on something else. And then during the holidays in the summertime, I'm using way more wings because I'm doing a ton of co-op. So, yeah, I think that pretty much does it. I haven't been able to touch the game as much as I would like to here in my senior year. But I'm definitely, we're definitely doing things. We're making moves. So at least the wings aren't capped and the stamina isn't capped. That's the worst feeling when you see the notification and you can't access it for a few hours for whatever the reason is. That's like it feels like nails on a chalkboard for me when I see Gaither wings have restored, and you're just like So yeah, what about you guys?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go first then.
Yeah, go for it, Lori.
I don't play a lot. I haven't played a lot recently, to be honest. I did play more on the again on the double drop for high dragons and Agito, especially Volk, because it's just farming. But I usually just play enough to keep my wings and stamina on check. That's it. I did play a lot back then, like a lot, like the whole day. But not anymore. I feel like I've done pretty much everything I want to in the game, so I'm just staying like just keep my stamina and wings not full, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. To your point, like as an end game player, we can kind of coast on what we have because the only big addition is the tier 2 Agito weapons. I mean, yes, you have the newly established weapon bonus, right? Which is something that endgame players can grind, but I just don't see it as an immediate. It's way overkill in terms of power that you actually need, and it'll be a nice bonus for the future.
Yeah, it's not even that big of an increase. It's
Yeah,
too much grind for a little reward,
and
like it's just so expensive for like in terms of rupees too. Like
I think it ends up being about 300 might. It comes out to like 22% bonus after everything is factored in, right? All the Agito weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm pretty much just doing Mim weapons, which works out well because Lance and Axe are both really, really good for auto compositions. So they kind of just feed into themselves, right? You're playing auto Dragalia Lost, right? You know, and yeah, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I mean, I kind of like the auto aspect in the way that creating team compositions is like a puzzle you're trying to solve, right?
Team building is always fun.
Yeah,
it's almost like making a deck on a card game.
Yes, yeah, and deck building used to be a big thing that I like to do too.
Yeah,
so
it's so fun.
I just kind of slap stuff together and hope it works.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not me. Definitely not. I like to test things out and, you know, see engines work or combinations.
Yeah,
double buff in general is...
Double buff is my favorite.
I love it so much. I love this mechanic because double buff itself is a mechanic or buff or ability, right, that you get in tandem with the defense buff, right? So, you know... As you've seen right now, right? I mean, and the fact that we now have 5 worm prints in the game. If you look at like Veronica's cheese strategy for MKai is a great example. You got Feline Hospitality in there. You got Brother in Arms in there, right? You've got the Halidom Grooms, right? I believe is what the print is for energy double buff. So you have like 3 different variations of defense double buff, right? And it just stacks. Because everybody can run Patia Share. Everybody can run Templar Hope Share.
Don't run Templar Hope Share.
Well, actually, if you're going to run the
I know there's
cheese,
this thing with the Veronica cheese,
both.
I think, that runs 2 of them.
Yeah, if you don't do the 2 defense buffs on the comp, then you won't be able to do the cheese. And that's the thing. So
Hoenn skill. Halloween Lowen skill.
But you need to stay low HP.
The point is that you don't need Halloween Lowen, especially with Veronica in this context, right? True. Because you don't want to be healing as Veronica. You want to be as low as possible so that your S1 does as much as possible. So it would be counterintuitive to run her, and it would actually screw
like I said,
over
I
your
noticed
whole
this thing
team.
with the Veronica cheese where you run both of them, which is like, wow, that's a lot of double buffs. It's like 3 Veronicas, each one has 2 defense buffs that they do, as well as the Mitsuba there just existing. I'm like, that is a lot.
The Templar Hopes, like, yeah, it does have a higher SP cost, but in cheese it doesn't. Yeah, in cheese it doesn't matter because like everyone
doesn't matter.
Skill prep, but it does cost less skill.
Weight, it's less weighty.
Yeah, so like in some situations it's better than Patia.
I mean, remember this.
But like for general play, Patia charges like 4-5k. It's faster.
Yeah.
Right. But
very good for cheese.
The trade-off is that if you're gonna run Templar Hope's Share, you now have a 6 cost available for your other skill,
which can be used for like Xiao Wu Jing skill.
Absolutely,
But going back to the question, I guess, about how much time do you usually spend playing Dragalia? I have lost track. I just play a lot.
Yeah.
Right now I just kind of accidentally looked at my weapons. I'm like, oh, I have 7 out of 8 water Agita weapons. When did that happen? And just looking back, I'm like, I have like 5 or 6 shadow ones. I already have like 4 light ones. I have like 5 or 6 fire ones. I think in fire I'm only missing like bow and staff. I'm missing staff in all of them. I'm just like, wow, I have a lot. So really, right now, I'm just farming for Talon Stones for like Dracoliths, and then I'm just gonna be farming for weapon bonuses, which I've already maxed out the lance bonus for Patia, and I'm working on the axe for Summer Patia. Like that's it. I'm just like, I'm very much like, oh, just the very tippy top of the grind, because I can auto almost everything effectively. All I'm missing really is like characters. Like I don't have Galamim and stuff like that, or like Tobias.
You don't have Galamim?
I do not have Galamim.
That's a surprise to me,
Nice.
but sad.
Did you say nice?
Ah,
Yeah.
pain.
I'm sorry, Orthodox. I've built her recently because of the Skillshare. It's so good, actually. It's so
And
good.
also
Because
because
I know there's
she's
like the
the
four
best
mem
playing unit in the
cheese
game
and
now.
Yeah,
Info.
yeah, that too.
4 mem cheese.
There's like the four mem. Yeah, and I'm like, I can't do that because I don't have Galamim.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I mean, you also.
So I didn't grind Master Volk.
It's pretty heavy.
Actually,
in
barely got a
terms
chance to grind
of-
Volk in general.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy in terms of investment though, because you not only do you need Galamim, you also need access to Summer Cleo.
Which
So,
is a lot of paper.
Can get away without Galacleo though.
you can
if
you just
Patia
roll dragon with the
and,
rest of the team.
Yeah, Patia, but then you can bring skill prep. No, not skill prep. Dragon prep.
Dragon prep.
If
Yeah,
that's the case.
yeah. I mean the prints are pretty tight because you're running like break punish and the double buffing, right?
Yeah.
So
Skill damage.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I'm definitely happy to see that, and also she was a star player for the raid event as well in Omega 3. So it's good to see Mim doing good things. Before she was like a joke of a Gala character, and now she.
No, that was Gala Ranzel.
No, Gala Mim was still not a good character.
Yeah.
You would get noped out of rooms.
Not as
I mean,
bad as Gala
Not as bad as,
Ranzel.
yeah, sure, but like she wasn't great either.
Yeah, but like relative to the element, like
Yeah,
okay,
relative. But Gala Ranzel, those two Galas really came back and like, oh, we're the bosses now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we do have questions from Twitter as well. So let me grab those for you.
Which
guys.
is, do you guys read adventure stories from Dances with Dolphins or Parallel World? I don't know.
Yes.
Dances with Dolphins. We'll just call them Dances with Dolphins. Okay.
Dolphins.
Okay. So
Or
uh,
dude.
Dolphins. Okay. So Dolphins. I do read a lot of adventure stories, particularly if like the character itself does interest me. Like, of course, I've read Patia's and Summer Patia's stories multiple times over, just because it's me. What else would you expect? But honestly, aside from like, of course, my obvious favorites of being Patia and Summer Patia's, I gotta say I really like Crom's adventurer story. I really love Crom's adventurer story. It's so cool. It links into, it's less like, ooh, I am a character, I exist, ooh, yay, but it's more like Crom actually being canon. Like these collabs are usually like, oh, this isn't canon, whatever. This is just fun little haha. Crom,
Crom
like,
is
being
actually
canon in like the Dragalia timeline, which I think is awesome. And if I gotta do another adventurous story before I pass the torch on, I gotta say, I really like Mega Man's adventurous story.
Wait. Is there Mega Man?
Go on.
adventure
No.
story?
Orthodox, why don't you tell us your favorite adventurous stories?
Wait, I actually don't know about that. Is there a Mega Man adventure? There is, right?
Orthodox, go on.
Just hear the sound of Mega Man going. My favorite is, I mean, I don't know if I have a specific favorite, but Halloween Mims was actually kind of sad. That one kind of stood out to me, but I also like the fact that there was like quote unquote the power of clothing, which they like redid again for this Halloween event, where like Akasha is a vampire suddenly, and then the mummies, right, or the undead think that Melsa is one of them. So like that is kind of fun. So shout out to Straight Lace and the power of clothing. And yeah, I mean, I read pretty much all the stories of the adventurers that I play. and then I skip all the ones that I just don't care about. So like most of the 3-star cast I've probably skipped. A majority of the 4s I've skipped, and then any
Did you read
character that
Patia?
is interesting to me, I will read. And GLACE, if I did read Patia's, I don't remember it. So
You should go read it again.
Didn't read it then because it's such a good story.
is it?
Yeah.
Is
It is
pretty
a good story. I like it.
That's the thing that's crazy with these adventure stories is it's not that I don't want to read it. It's just that like I always seem to either be playing the game because like my wings or stamina are capped, or I have something else I have to do. You know, like other world obligations, right?
So you're procrastinating?
I guess if you want to say procrastinating on the adventure stories, sure, yeah. But I'd say far from procrastinating on like real life things.
He literally doesn't have time. It's the opposite of procrastinating.
Right after this, you should read Patia's adventure story and then go about your day.
Oh god,
Yeah.
the flip. After this
I
podcast
want a
episode,
3-page book report on Patia's adventure story in my DMs by tomorrow.
Chapter 1, White Clouds. All right, anyway. Yeah, LERART, did you answer for this one, for the adventure stories?
I didn't. So I do read some of them. I read from my favorite characters. So my favorite is probably Alex. It's such a cool story. Because like Alex and Addis were my two first favorite characters, and Addis is also like such a cool story.
Mm-hmm,
I feel like my favorites are usually like, oh yeah, I like this character. I'm gonna read their story, and then I read their story, and I'm like, oh, that's such a cool character. My favorite's probably Alex. Yeah. But I do feel like I don't know. There's so many cool stories. That is Patia, Mitsuba, Valerio, Belina.
I love Valeria's.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of good stories. I feel like what Castle stories don't have, I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Castle stories. I feel like it's on the dragon and character stories. They're really good,
mm-hmm.
but I do miss the fact of Patia being fast on the.
Oh
her
my
character.
god, I hate.
Yeah.
Oh, I could go on a
Because,
tangent about this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like fast characters, right? If you check which characters I use in every game, I always pick the fast characters. Since I was a kid, like super speed was always my favorite superpower.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be going on about platformer fighters again.
No, yeah, sure. Look, I main Fox, I main Reynolds, I
See
main
what did I tell you?
in Schoolgirls. When I played Schoolgirls, I used Misfortune and Philia. So like I always pick the fast characters,
Mm-hmm.
and just like Sonic was my favorite character when I was a kid. And when I saw Patia's story, I was like, oh, she's fast. That's so cool. And then I played her, and it's fun because like you're playing one of your favorite characters, but where's the speed? How is she so fast in the story, but like she's just a buff bot? And then Summer Patia, I saw Summer Patia, and I was thinking like maybe she's a dagger, right? Maybe she's a dagger, and I won't need like to worry about like her not being fast. And then she was an axe.
Not
I
only
love
an
playing,
axe, but a four-strike line axe.
Yeah, and like it's fun. I love playing as Summer Patia. It's actually one of my favorite characters to play as. But where's her speed? She's so fast in her stories. Like why is on the even on the Summer Patia story she like runs really fast. Not as fast as Summer Mikoto, but she's fast, right?
Summer Mikoto is powered by
nature.
his devotion to cats.
Yeah.
So I don't think he counts.
But like she won like every race aside from Mikoto. So like where is the fact like on her kit there's nothing about her being fast, and it's such a big thing on her story that I kind of miss it. I feel like she should have something about speed.
See, this is where we should get Monster Hunter Patia that has dual blades.
Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah,
I know.
that would be awesome actually. Puyo Patia, and she has a
I should commission that.
yeah. We should.
I know some artists that do Puyo style art. I should commission.
What
Puyo
about our
Puyo
commission
Patia.
of Patia, Patia or purple Puyo Patia?
Yeah.
we gotta get to him about that.
Yeah.
Soon.
But yeah. Next
you guys are hearing
question.
the inside scoop. Yeah, next question is from GripBot, and they say, what is the biggest thing that impacted you in the 2.0 update? What are things added in the update that you would like to be changed? And what are your hopes for future updates to come? So I think I can kind of get this all in like one sweep. The Alberian Battle Royale is like the smallest thing that impacted me, but it's something that I want them to change to be the biggest impact.
Yeah.
And I have high hopes for it. I think the biggest impact, I would say, from that is just like, you know, my 4 free champion testaments and my 2 free sunstones that just appeared. Thank you, Mr. Lost. I appreciate that. If that's a monthly thing, that's amazing. It's like 36 days per season or whatever, right?
I hope it is. I
So-
really hope it is.
That's really, really good. And I think the biggest thing, and this is kind of like with every update, the changes to the weapon and wormprint system is also a really big impact. I feel like I speak for all of us when I say that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many new builds that you can do now because you
Dragon
have 5
changes
slots.
also made a big
Oh.
impact.
I totally forgot. You're right.
Yeah.
Galamim, doing work.
Galamim is
Doing Lord's
so strong right now.
Yeah.
She's insane.
Yeah, where she should be because she's a gala, which means you're most likely spending money or your free currency because we get a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for
cool
being
that
generous.
Every gala is really good now. I really like that.
Yeah. And even if they're not useful or your play style, they have some other, asset that you can use, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example, obviously Galaleaf is a strong character, but additionally, he has a unique co-ability, right, in the reduced...
And like,
Mhm.
it's so insane. Like, what's the worst gala right now? It's probably Gala Leaf.
Maybe,
Gala
yeah, and he's still
And they're
really, really
both
good.
amazing. They're like,
Galaxy's still really high up.
yeah,
Yeah.
like no, yeah, but like that just show how good gala characters are now.
Mhm.
If they're both, like, in my opinion, the 2 contenders for worst gala characters, and they're still one of the best characters, it just shows like how good gala characters are now. All of them.
Yeah.
Maybe Gala like all of them are so.
No, I think
good.
Galaceria would be a contender for it just because she is a lot more buff reliant. She's like a weird middle ground, just
Yeah.
because her buffs on her S1 are capped, so she can't have like Xander shenanigans.
Yeah, but like still, she's amazing. Still,
Yeah, she's still good.
every gala character is amazing now. But yeah, go on. Sorry, Orthodox.
Oh, yeah. I was just talking about the collabs and things like that. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, those are the big changes that have impacted me. And like I said, I like the worm prints that there's more to do. And these set bonuses, the set bonuses aren't too impactful at this moment, but I can totally see them being valuable in the future. As we get more prints that have set bonuses or possibly new set bonuses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything else that I didn't touch on that's been really big for you guys for patch 2.0?
Personally, for me,
Yeah.
the biggest impact, it's again personally, is the graphics changes. I dig it. I really like the graphic change. It looks more like the arts, like the character arts, right?
It's cute.
And I really like it. That, like, actually, no joke, that made me want to play the game more.
Yeah, the cell shading looks really nice.
Yeah. So that's personally the biggest changes for me, because like character rebalance, yeah, that was just big, right? But then for me personally, like both weapon, wormprint, dragon, and character changes. For me, they were like, oh yeah, that's big. That totally changes game. But I'm just for me, I'm just gonna look what's the best thing, and I'm gonna slap the best wormprint and the best character, and that's what I'm gonna use, right? So yeah, it changed, but it's kind of like they released a lot of new good characters for me personally. So that's how that impacted me. I just changed the characters that I play. That is a big impact, but it didn't feel like such a big impact personally. But I do recognize how big it is, right? But it's for me, it's the graphic changes. And for what I want to see in the future, I would love to see more team slots, actually, and I don't know, some quality of life changes. Like I want to be able to uh, change my team as I change my build faster, because I feel like when I have to edit something in on a pub, it takes such a long time. So that's a small change, like just quality of life changes, maybe some yeah, more quality of life, because I'm satisfied with the game. But and I also want a blade wormprint skill damage, 40% blade skill damage. That's I really want that. But the only thing that I want to go back from the update is the weapon changes. I'm not a big fan of them, especially how costly they are.
Is it just the rupees cost? Like if they rolled back rupee costs, would you still be?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that actually. Yeah, it's just too many rupees. Like, the materials. I mean, I can just grind them, right?
Right.
And for the core weapons, sure, it's expensive, but I can just use ingots, and we get a lot of ingots, right? We like they give us ingots left and right, so not a big problem. But the rupees is just too much. Like there is no place to grind that many rupees in the game. There is actually no place to grind that many rupees in the game.
Right. Now, the
So
one
that is a
benefit
big problem.
that I noticed with high dragon weapons in particular, and this is kind of a good tip for those listening too, you don't actually have to mub the high dragon weapon to get
Oh
the
yeah,
weapon
it's just 5
bonus.
unbinds.
Yeah, it's 5 unbinds, which is
That's
technically.
actually for every weapon.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Every weapon is only 5, not mub?
Yup.
Well, only core. You have to
No,
you have to
you
get
can
core
do-
mubbed, but that's it.
Oh yeah, but core is only 4 unbinds anyways, so.
Yeah, but core also eats up 7 sand.
Yeah.
Each
Twilight sand,
unbind if you have ingots.
Yeah, it's
Which-
crazy
That's
expensive.
more than a fully unbound like a 4 unbound Agita weapon.
That's 35. Actually no, it's 28. 35 if you count if you
The
count,
35
like,
if you include making it.
Guys,
yeah,
I
if you
should have
include
taken a
making
screenshot.
35, it's so much.
I should have taken a screenshot, and I apologize to cut you guys off. I
No,
booted
no
up
problem.
Alberian Battle Royale to see if like people were AFK farming or if the meta was even happening. And I was just running around the map, and I ran to where there was like this one area, and there was a massive poison puddle, and there were 5 people just standing in it,
God.
spamming stickers.
Oh my gosh.
That's like half
Yeah.
the map.
Yeah, that's another change I want actually.
That's like a full third of the map, yeah.
Increase the emblems you get when you win. Because the difference between losing and winning is just too little. It's only 5. Like it should, if it's still like 10 for being last, I'm fine with that. It's 10, right?
Yeah, it's like 10 if you come in last, right? But the
Yeah.
thing is if everybody
It's
is doing
50,
this and you just stand still, like chances are you won't come in last.
Yeah. So like make it like 30 if you win or something. Like increase the winning by a lot so people don't do that. I really hate how bad winning feels because the reward is so small.
Yeah, it's kind of like a, yay, I did it. And then you realize that it took you 8 times the amount of time and effort to get the same reward.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that really does it. Moving on, we have Mike. Yeah.
Do I not get to answer the question?
GLACE, did you have something else? You've been answering.
I was just gonna say that I don't really have anything else to touch on, but what y'all did. But I was glad that they buffed Mega Man, and what I want in future patches is more Mega Man buffs.
Yeah, because
why
it's
didn't they
still
buff his Force Strike?
Or Mega Man Collab Part 2 with
Mega Man
actual
is
banners.
still
Mega Man
kind of
X.
awful.
Give me Mega Man X with Mega Man Spiral. I will be a very happy camper.
That would be pretty cool.
But yeah,
But that's all I have to say.
Yes. All right. And then I think this is more specific, but King Mike asking for a new tier list, which I know I've been getting that in the Discord too. And guys, I'm sorry, I'll get to it. It's been a little hectic, and it's
Like-
hard when we made a joke about every character being meta, and it's like every character is viable at the moment, right?
yeah.
Because even the DPS sim has like gone off the rails this time around too. I mean, you have characters that are showcasing Frostbite Punisher,
But
and
that is actually pretty good.
it is
definitely
right. But then you have people that don't bring Frostbite share skills,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Or a majority of people aren't doing that in public rooms. So even though your high DPS in a vacuum includes like double punish, right? Like poison and frostbite, or frostbite and burn, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have people bringing those shared skills along.
Also,
So you just have a dead Brit.
like if a lot of people bring frostbite is not a good thing. It should be like 2 people max, right? Because the frostbite is not the damage itself; it's just for the punisher.
Right.
So a lot of bosses, like, I don't think, I might be wrong on that, but I don't think any boss is immune to frostbite.
I believe they're
So-
all like 0 res.
Yeah. So like you don't want to over frostbite, but like you want to frostbite and get another stack of frostbite right when it finishes, right? So
Absolutely,
ideally
yeah.
there's 2 people bring frostbite.
Yeah, you want to frostbite responsibly. Mhm.
Yeah. I got Karina's skill, which is it's amazing by the way. But yeah, not a lot of people are using frostbite. A lot of times I feel like I'm the only one using frostbite. It is worth it though. Like, you guys should bring it. But it's kind of complicated because I don't feel like it works on pubs, right? The double punisher.
Right. Yeah, well, and I think you hit the nail on the head, right? You need someone else to also bring it, and if everyone is bringing it, then that's an issue with capping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it works well for characters like Crom, right? I mean, double punish on Crom
Oh, yeah.
with what he has too. I
For
mean, that's
characters
great.
like Crom, Mazalith, or like characters that dish a lot of damage, like
yeah,
instantly.
right,
That
right.
works really well, even if they're the only one bringing frostbite. Like Crom, Mazalith, Belina on the cheese on pubs. Any character that just dishes a lot of damage at once, it's worth it, even if you're the only one bringing frostbite.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
it's kind of hard to do a tier list now. Maybe I don't know, like it's more unorthodox than anything else. But I feel like when every master gets out, it might be a little bit easier. But I don't think we'll do it so soon. It's gonna
Right.
take a while.
yeah,
like-
yeah.
We're still discovering a lot of things, right? We don't know everything yet.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to spread misinformation or claim a character to be better than they actually are.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of other factors too, right? Like cheese compositions. You know, how viable are they for public rooms?
Yeah.
Kind of the criteria for the tier list too. I mean, previously our criteria was, you know, public rooms only, right? Not private lobbies, and then, you know, primarily how the character plays, and then secondarily their shared skills and co-abilities as a backline. I think that still has merit, right, in how the characters play out. But the big thing now is you have a Wormprint overhaul, which we're now seeing since you have 5 slots and the double Punisher idea. This shouldn't really change too much theoretically, because if all characters change unilaterally, right, then no characters change.
Yeah.
If everybody buffs, then everybody is relatively the same location. However, in this case, not every character got buffed, or not every character got buffed equally.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest upset. And then the bigger thing too is that a lot of the master rooms pub metas are kind of dead. MCLA kind of feels like it was dead on release.
Yeah.
M Kai is dead due to Veronica cheese. I could not do a single lobby today if I wanted to run Veronica, because I just filter into Mitsuba and Veronica, which was fine. But I mean, if that's your god comp, then that means that Grace as a unit is no longer, S+.
No, in MKI, I feel like you can only find a room if you're doing Veronica cheese or if you're doing the Bellina cheese. So it's like only Bellina, Patia, Grace, Mitsuba, and Veronica.
Right.
And it's such a close meta because, like, yeah, those are the characters, right? But you're not playing with Veronica on the Bellina comp.
Right.
Bellina comp is 2 Bellinas, 1 Patia, and 1 Grace, and that's it. And the Veronica comp is 3 Veronicas and 1 Mitsuba, and that's it. No one is playing anything else.
Yeah, and that's not a lot of diversity when one of the teams is 4. It's 4 characters, but suddenly it's 3 of the same character, right?
Yeah. So like I feel like Master, in general, is always a really close meta, and not very fun, to be honest. The worst case being, in my opinion, Master Ciela.
Right.
Because she just has like, it's pretty much the same as Expert Ciela, right? You can say that to like pretty much every Master Agito, but I feel like Ciela is a more extreme case. And she has so much HP that you just stay on the fight for so long, and it's boring. And it's always like T-Hope, Grenzo, and like either Leif or what's her name? Louise.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, to be honest. So yeah, I feel like Master Agito is always a kind of dead content on release, and people just stick to Expert usually.
Right.
Yes, because you don't need as much master materials to get it to tier 2.
It don't need as much master. It's less stressful because honestly, like, oh my god, dude, Master Volk pubs and Master Ciela pubs are just one of the worst things there is. Like, it's worse than like hunger, like, and then like just those disasters in the planet. I rather like, obviously I'm joking, but it's just so bad. I think I sent to you guys a message. I was saying like, I forgot I liked Dragalia Lost. Because I had such bad pub experiences, I forgot I liked this game.
Right, because you finally got to play with a private lobby, and the game was just way different.
Yeah, like, I'm playing pubs, and like I just fail, like, because I don't know, Lowen died. Yeah. And just like, I don't know, like 20 fails, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so stressful. And then I join a private lobby, and we get it like first try, and a good time too. Like, it's just amazing. It feels really good. But when you join a pub, and Master just has so much HP, you have to stay alive for such a long time that pubs just don't work.
Right.
So I feel like Master meta is kind of boring. I'm not really a big fan. So yeah, we have to wait a lot to make a new tier list.
Yeah, definitely we'll have to choose something. you know, yeah. I mean, in the meantime, we've been dabbling some other ideas that I am not quite ready to share, but we'll have something coming out
Yeah.
As uni starts to slow down for myself.
Probably.
And yeah, next
I feel
question.
like we can't promise anything though.
Right.
It's just we want to do that. We want to do another tier list, but I don't know. Can't really promise. It does take a long time to make the tier list videos.
Those do take a while, yeah. That's the bigger thing is the length and the depth that we do them. When it comes down to recording and editing, it's like all day. It's like an all day
It's the
experience.
whole day.
And that's for one element. So then you got to multiply that by the 5 elements. You got basically a whole work week worth of analysis, right? And as they add more characters, then the time gets longer for the assessments.
The worst one was the water one though.
Oh my
I don't know if
God.
you guys don't know about that, right? But Orthodox,
Oh no.
the recording got corrupted. So like we lost a good part of the recording,
Yeah.
and we had to
yeah.
redo the whole thing.
Which worked
yeah.
out in the end. We salvaged it. But yeah, like we weren't gonna do like a part 1, part 2, part 3 type deal. We were just gonna have one video, and we finished recording, and I'm like, thanks, LERART, this has been great. And I go to check the recording, and I was like, we definitely talked for 3 hours. Why does my recording say 1 hour?
Yeah.
And I like went to the video, and I like clicked on it, and I went to the end, and it just immediately cut off in the middle of LERART's sentence, and that was it. And I just looked, and I was like, holy shit. So yeah, that was not so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of fun doing them. It's just it's time consuming in regards to doing them. I'm thinking another alternative, and obviously I can't promise anything, but would be to stream, to just stream it, stream it on the off chance and just run through the tier lists, or talk, and get a general feel or poll with how the community feels about a character, and see what a community tier list would look like, and then see how much that would differ from my own opinion, at least to get like a rough draft of where the characters would sit. Obviously everyone's going to have like small adjustments to each character in terms of their preference on weapon and things like that. So yeah. You guys want to do the next question? We have just 2 more questions here, and then we'll move on to our art section. So, question from Shiny Samurott asking, what is your top 3 favorite songs in DL? I don't know, man. All the music's really, really good. I think for me, I really like that song from the Elias event. That was like the raid event that I basically
That's from a while back. They need to rerun that event.
Yeah, that was my first raid ever.
with Maritimus, right? And that was the first raid event that I think it reran, if I'm not mistaken, after the Fire Emblem collab, the first one.
That's what it was.
So
And
yeah,
that was the song was so good. So it was memorable for me. All the summer music is really good. I really liked this year's summer music, but I think
self-fenced. Yeah.
I think the rerun music was better. Like Polaris is really, really good.
Polaris is so good. Polaris
I
is
really
so
like that song. And I think another one that was really good was probably Aldrid's event music.
Yeah.
From Mad Kid, which is pretty cool. And they do OP for Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool too. So I think that's my 3. Glace, do you wanna do your 3 next?
Oh boy. Okay. So top 3 favorite songs. Number 3 is a tie between "We Are the Lights" from the 2nd anniversary and "Checkmate" from like the Pyen event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As for
As for my second favorite song, the story mix of Agito Phase 1, which there is a slight difference. I love the Agito themes.
Me too.
Absolutely adore them. And they had a story mix that started like in one of Volk's appearances. It's only like in the dialogue. It doesn't even appear in the fights. It only in dialogue, just like a couple of like boosted instruments like organs, I think, and stuff like that. Just small stuff like that. And I love it. I love the little extra details they went out for that. And as for my absolute, probably my favorite song in Dragalia Lost, the remix of Wily Castle from Mega Man 2.
That is
from
really
the
good.
Mega Man event.
The
That
Mega
is
Man
my
music,
absolute
yes.
favorite
That
song
is-
in this game.
It's great.
Yeah, I gotta say though,
Hate me all you want, but like I'm gonna stand by that.
I gotta say though, as much as I love that song, something that kind of like ruined the song for me was the Every Unit is Viable video. Like, to be honest, every time I hear that song, Fubuki just comes to my mind. Fubuki and Sonic and Shadow kissing.
Oh
just-
my god. But
Oh
every
my
unit
God.
is viable, so I don't know what
Every
you
unit
want.
is viable, LERART. We don't
It's just-
need tier lists, King
Yeah,
Knight.
yeah. I'm
Every
sorry.
unit is viable.
Yeah. But yeah. My favorite songs. I gotta say the top two is probably Polaris and Stealth Dance.
Those are
Um,
good.
I love them so much. Yeah, in third place is tied between both of the Agito musics, like the Phase 2 and Phase 1,
Mm-hmm.
and the Audrix event, the Fractured Futures theme. It's
Oh
so
yeah,
cool.
with Parallel Zodiac and things like that.
Yeah. Because
mhm.
The three music on the top, on like those three that are tied, I feel like they're more traditional game music
Right.
than the other ones, and I really like them.
Yeah.
I really like them. And yeah, that's my top three, I think.
Yes. And then the last question we have is from Chunspto? CHZNPTO. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Probably not. But it's in regards to our favorite worm print art. And I think for me, it's the Lunar New Year print that we got. Blossoms in a New Year's Sky, which has Mim and Lin Yu in like Lunar New Year outfits.
Yeah.
That one is really good. And then the other one that I really like is they have Mim in Mitsune armor in the Feline Hospitality print, and it looks super cute, so I love it. That's probably my favorite prints in terms of like appearance. What about you, LERART?
For me, easy pick for 5-star is Brother in Arms. I actually have a RPG thing group that we play, and my character looks like Vice in Brothers in Arm Wormprint. He wears a suit, he has a tattoo on the face, and that's what I use as reference.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Wormprint. It's actually my favorite Wormprint in the game, and I'm kind of sad that it doesn't have the Broken Punisher anymore. But I love that Wormprint so much. I love the art. I love the double buff. It's just my favorite Wormprint in the game, like in every aspect.
Yeah.
But
It's
for
pretty
4-star,
meta.
the other like my second favorite is Passion for Protos.
Oh, that's a pretty cute one too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cute, kind of adorable. Because like if you read Belina's story, she's edgy and kind of like she's pretty edgy, right? Like
Mhm,
she's
mhm.
kind
Shadow
of
the
she's
Hedgehog.
almost like a Chuny character, right? Like, oh my
Oh my
my
god, yeah.
my right hand is itching. But like she's just eating fruit. So yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And GLACE?
I'm gonna. Honestly, I'm not sure what else you expect from me. When I say that my favorite, I'm gonna cheat.
Barrel.
I'm gonna cheat here. This isn't one singular worm print. My favorite worm print art in the game is the set of the Wily Warriors prints.
Oh.
Because
yeah, that's
all
cool
of his in both unrefined and refined versions, all 4 of the Wily Warriors prints fit together to form a giant canvas piece,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
which
yeah.
is fantastic. Just the small details in both of them is phenomenal. I'm surprised they went out that far just to do that for an event that like a lot of people don't like. Or like I don't think I'm lying, or I don't think I'm like really upsetting too many people when I say that a lot of people did not like the Mega Man event compared to other ones. It's like the least favorite collab event that we've had. But they went through so many loops to like make that event pop so much as they could, and like they essentially have 6 unique prints for that, and like 4 of them form 2 different giant canvas pieces, and I think that is underappreciated, honestly.
Yeah, those and the great worm prints too. They make
Yeah,
it
those 2, those are great. But no,
But I
just
forgot to mention Odd Sparrows. It's also one of my favorite.
oh,
worm
Odd Sparrows is of course great because
Yeah.
Patia, and she has
That
a
was
banana
my
on her head.
profile pic for so long. When I was like when the Patia Sim story, I was using the Odd Sparrows art as my profile picture.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, boys, that's all the questions for today. And GLACE, I trust then for the art section you have some beautiful pieces to share.
Oh, Art Monkey, is it Art Monkey time?
It is Art Monkey time.
Art Monkey time. Okay. So, I'm gonna. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Her name is Ray, or Ray over Rainbow on Twitter. And the first piece over here is Ilya with Jack Frost from Shin Megami Tensei. And I just think it's really cute. I don't know what else to say. I was like, it's very cute in this Jack Frost, and I think Shin Megami Tensei could get like I don't even play the games. I think they could use a bit more in the spotlight.
It's adorable. It really is.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of Ilya, like not really related to the art, but like I just remembered that. But like I don't know if you guys remember on the Pyen Nevin event. Nevin said like, yeah, I'm gonna make a statue of Ilya, and I'm gonna make her hot. Turns out Ilya is just an anime girl.
I mean, they're all anime girls when you boil it down.
I guess, but like turns out like she's really like a healthy character.
I like your adjectives,
Yeah.
You definitely want to make sure that they don't have high medical bills, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like she is hydrated, right? She she's healthy.
Like
right?
this video to drink water, to make me drink water.
Yeah, she definitely liked GLACE's tweet earlier in the evening.
But yeah, just saying. Like he said, oh, I'm gonna make her hot, and anyways, go.
Nevin did us justice, so
Yeah.
thank you, Nevin and Mr. Lost.
The next they claim was just a doodle, but this looks like much more than a doodle in my eyes. Is of Mini from the same event.
So good. Yeah.
And it's just gorgeous.
Yeah. This is honestly, this is one of my favorite fan arts of I ever seen on Dragalia.
Yeah, there was like I think it was a post or a statement, and it was like, Audric as like a broken father, right? Because his past and future timeline is just pretty messed. It's just messed up. I mean, it is what it is, right? And then Mine's like existence is sad. It's really sad. I like wasn't ready for the feels in the epilogue. I thought they were gonna just like beat it and be like, yay, let's form our religion. And then it was like, no, goodbye.
Oh, that was so sad though. Like she broke her wings. Did you read her story, her adventure story?
No, I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Right on the first chapter, she says like, "Oh yeah, I've known of like cases of some fairies that break her wings on purpose, so they can stay with a human that they fell in love with. But I would never have such courage."
Wow.
And it's just like that's one of the first things she says. Like it's so sad. It's actually so sad. She says like that is just I would never have the courage. That's something like I would never do.
Damn, alright, you're
and
really
it's so sad.
making me tear up.
Yeah, it's it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's too deep. Not now. But yeah, really
Moving
great
on
design.
away
of a
from the
character.
sadness. I'm gonna probably make them mad at me because they're here again. But I got a really cool piece from Pyen, and I have to show it off. So I'm like Curran sometimes. Of Hunter Vanessa, and I just I like Monster Hunter, and yeah, that's basically it. It's really cool. Pyen's art is always really great. Y'all should go follow Pyen and their Norwin shenanigans.
Yeah, follow both of them.
Yes.
Absolutely,
of course,
yeah.
follow both of them.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I like how on this piece she's not wearing the helmet.
I know she's not wearing the hat.
Yeah.
I have to tell a lot of people. Just like it's like a little fun tip. I'm like, oh, that's like a hat, right? It's not her
from
hair. She
Kieran.
didn't dye her hair.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
wait,
it's a
really?
wig.
I'm like, yeah, that's just a big hat.
From Kieran, yeah.
Fun fact: before it just got taken out in the 2.0 thing, but before 2.0, and like in the models before they changed the models, if you looked at the model viewer, looked at her in just the right spot, you could see the little bit of red hair underneath the hat.
Really?
At the back of her head.
Yeah, I remember that.
I thought that was just really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
I
It's a
didn't know
big
that.
hat. I like the big hat. I like the big
Yeah.
hat.
well,
I
thanks.
am very simple.
Have to thank Pyen again then for making you such a great piece.
Pyen is probably gonna yell at me when they discover that I
they've
put them
been
in here
featured.
again.
GLACE. Guys,
GLACE,
links
stop!
for all the pieces will be in the description below. If you'd like to follow our artists for today, it's at Ray, R-A-E, over Rainbow, for the Ilya and the Mine piece, as well as Pyen at .png. You may be familiar with them, hopefully by now. You know of them. You should, if not, follow them.
Go give them a follow if you haven't already.
Yes,
Where's
or,
both of them?
or
but,
tweet
like,
at them
Pyen,
and tell them that.
if you're not by this point, then what are you even doing here?
Yeah, tell him Halidom Hotspot has sent you, and you're showering.
Specifically
with love.
DM that just to say that Halidom Hotspot sent you.
Yeah.
Maybe not DM, do public tweet.
Okay, yeah. That might give
Add
them a
us
bit of
in
a
it so
scare.
we can see it. Yeah. That being said, guys, GLACE, LERART, thanks for coming on and answering the questions for the fans.
Before ending the episode,
Yes.
you did promise me, right? I'm gonna see my wife now, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Next week.
What?
Thanks,
said-
guys.
What?
Oh boy.
Please tell me you ended right there.
No, I haven't ended. I mean, I couldn't.
Like when editing it,
gotta-
just record like, all right, bye. Like, right
Yes,
there.
they like follow me on Twitter and everything.
Yeah. We'll just.
Oh wait, we still have to plug that. Did we plug that now?
Yeah, follow us
can.
on Twitter. Subscribe
follow
to
us
the
on-
channel. Join the Discord server.
All right, get the Laura Height train started.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow LERART. We need to get him 200, sub follow.
Yeah, if I get
OnlyFans.
200 by the end of the year, I'm gonna wipe my ass.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
promise.
gonna be great. So, yeah, join GLACE's church.
Yes.
Follow him on Twitter as well. Follow myself on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel and
Join the
support
Discord
us
server.
everywhere. Don't forget, the Patreon goals. They're getting updated. There might be a MIM, if not a body pillow, a MIM mouse pad. I know of that.
Oh my god. I know a mouse pad I could probably find for you.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Glace.
What? Yeah, no, I legit I think I know an artist that does have one that you could get.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hey guys, it's me, Orthodox. I hope you all enjoyed that video. I'd like to take this moment to thank my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to make such amazing content. And a super special thank you to my patrons Lucas, Straightlace, King Mike, and Rainbow for becoming a baby Brunhilde's bestie. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to make such amazing content. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your support. And if you haven't considered supporting me on Patreon, a little bit goes a long way. We've even got a special membership lounge and VC for supporters of the channel. Thanks so much, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see ya in the next one.